throwaway account. Here's the short of it: together since 9th grade. 14 Yo married at 24, separated October 2019, in our early 30s, divorce final March 2020. Her family was my family. Lost him too. * We moved all around the country together, climbed career ladders together, supported each other through depression, her, cancer, me, and family and pet loss. * Nearly all my memories and pictures include her. * Relationship was healthy. There was no abuse. But there was lots of resentment and anger. I became resentful after a dwindling sex life, largely driven, I thought, by her weight problem and unchecked depression. I traveled a lot for work and she would not take care of herself. She was dependent on me and I didn't like the pressure. I got angry with her and said mean things. Not verbally abusive, but inappropriate. I didn't think I loved her anymore. I went to a work conference in late summer 2019 and had a great time drinking and catching up with an old colleague that I had what you could call a crush on for years. I didn't cheat, and it was just one professional night with her, but it made me think that I could do better than my wife. I decided to ask for a divorce that next day. I'd been considering it for a while. Our bedroom was dead and I was tired of laying in bed with my head full of resent. Before the divorce conversation, I suggested couples counseling, but we never scheduled it. I sat her down when I came home from that trip and said it's over. She was devastated. She packed up and went to her parents that weekend. That was the last time I saw her. I only talked to her once, a month later, when she called to let me know how she was feeling and how she was devastated. I think it was an effort to reconcile, but I brushed it off. She sent me one email with all the reasons she loved me and what she wants me to remember about us. Again, I think it was an effort to reconcile, but I brushed it off. I was okay with my decision for a while. Started dating a month later after the separation. I've now been dating someone for 11 months. We live together. It's great. But it was all too soon. I realize now after dating that the things I fretted over with my ex were minor. I should have managed my expectations better. I should have been more gentle and caring. I should have been sweeter to her. She was my pet. She adored me. I loved her. I got caught up in what I thought was real love. But I had real love with my ex. I was thrilled by something new and shiny and threw 18 years of my life away because of what that feeling did to my brain. I lost my best friend and my family over this decision. I hurt the person and people I love so badly. I fucked up. I still cry over the loss of what I had. It was traumatic. It took months to sink in. About 5 to 6 months. Until it sunk in, I thought I'd made a good choice. I'm happy with who I'm now with. I just feel like my life started all over, and I feel like I'm in witness protection or something because my entire old life is something I don't share with my new partner. I'm so used to having someone who's been with me forever and shares all my memories. It's hard to describe. There's happiness to be found, but it's never going to be the same as it was. Learn from my story if you're considering divorce. Look at all your old pictures. Go down memory lane. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Rarely is it ever, I've found. Don't let lust ruin your relationship. See a therapist before it's too late. Be caring. Listen. Be gentle. Take time to separate before divorce if you need to. If we'd have done that, we'd have realized that we really wanted to be together. Instead we went right to divorce. Don't be me. Success story. I, 26 meters, caught my ex-wife having an affair after 2 months of marriage, found out she was pregnant after separation, 2 years later. Sound like a good version of white trash karaoke, or what? Ha ha ha, it's been almost 2 years since this happened. A little backstory. We got married in November of 2018, and I found out about her affair with a coworker in January. We were together for close to 2 years prior to the marriages. We had split apart and filed for a dissolution of marriage, and she called me a few weeks later to tell me she was pregnant. What a mess, right? Some Maury show type of shit. Then, after she surprises me with divorce papers and tried to take additional money from me, I started my relationship with her with around $30,000 and no debt, and by the time I hired a lawyer, the cost of the wedding, House we bought, the rings, the honeymoon, renovations, etc. I left the divorce with $945 in my bank account. After a DNA test, that I had to wait 9 months for, I found out that I was the father. I accepted a new job. I work in medicine. The child is now a little over a year old and they're my world. I had to wait an entire year for overnights with them. It was torture, but worth it. My ex and I's relationship is amicable and we do get along extremely well. We also co-parent together extremely well thus far. I've saved more money than I ever have and some of it is invested in an online business I started that is doing super well. I also found the sweetest girl I could ever imagine. Our relationship is everything I dreamed I could have had in my marriage. She gets along with my ex and treats me better than I could have ever imagined and loves my child. I've had several relationships in my adult life and nothing compared to the one I'm in now. Although trusting wasn't the easiest with the amount of emotional trauma and betrayal I had, a lot of that subsided after time. We're approaching a year together and I couldn't be happier. I just accepted a new position making close to $85 an hour. In the marriage time, I was making about $30 an hour. I evaluate my business being worth around $70 minus $100K itself. I only do it for fun. I would be a liar if I told you I wasn't depressed. I would be a liar if I told you I didn't think my life was over. I would be a liar if I told you I wasn't scared. However, if I've learned anything, it's that everything happens for a reason. I'm living proof that there is a rainbow at the end of a storm. When one door closes, another door opens. Talked with the wife of the person my wife cheated on me with. So today I told my 35 meters wife, 33F, of 14 years that I informed the wife of the guy that she was in a relationship with about what's going on. Back when I was deployed for the Army in 2010, my wife met somebody online and then met him in person. They had, according to her, an emotional and not very physical relationship. Our daughter was 1 year old at the time, so I worked on the relationship and we moved past her infidelity at the time. She swears there is no intercourse but just touching and kissing and things like that when they actually met. Fast forward another 10 years and at the beginning of August the first found that they had reconnected online and were planning on meeting up while I was away on a trip. So since that time we've been separated, but as we now have 3 kids we are trying to make things work. My wife has mental illness issues and previous trauma from when she was abused sexually as a child. So I'm fairly understanding that her actions are symptoms of what she's been through, but understand that she is still making the choices that she makes. On Sunday she asked that I help her not contact this individual anymore. I've been supportive and helpful so that she can get to a good mental state so that both of us can then decide whether or not we want to continue our relationship or get a divorce. I was reading some of the posts on this sub and saw a lot of comments on letting the other party know what's taking place. So I searched online and found the wife of the guy that she's been cheating on me with. Yesterday I called her on the phone and let her know what her husband has been doing behind her back. Let's call her Kay. I sent Kay screenshots of their emails and text conversations. Kay was obviously shocked to find out that this was going on and again that this happened back in 2010. So today I told my wife about the conversation I had with Kay. My wife freaked out. I know that because of her mental state she's not stable and she has told me that she's not sure who she wants at this point. I know a lot of it was shock and embarrassment for my wife that now Kay knows. But I just want to make sure that I'm not crazy in having contacted Kay, as well as now considering the divorce without my wife being in a solid mental state, because her reaction showed exactly what I feared. She cares more about their relationship than ours. I was with my wife for 7 years and we have a son together. In my opinion, we had a wonderful life. The love, trips, family, communication. However, recently I discovered that my wife cheated on me with her colleague and had several affairs. I was shocked beyond comprehension, as I knew that she could have never done this. Then I was reading about narcissist and everything about her was true. The gaslighting, the lies, the deceit, the drama, making me realize that I was at fault, keeping me away from family, etc. The day when I found about her cheating, I told her parents and mine, but when was caught she never regretted destroying such a lovely family. The poor kid is suffering in between and she took her. It's been 8 months and she never even apologized. She even tried to put a false case against me, thus I had to file a police complaint to sort the issue. She believes that she has done nothing wrong, but she has confessed on her extramarital affair, but she acts like so what? And then I got to know about many more affairs. She believes that I am asking about her past life, but this all happened when we were married. How can people act so dumb? I maintain no contact with her, but there is hovering or anything. I am taking things legally but am really very hurt at her actions.